Ryan, and I'm here to share about Impact ESL. Recently, Pastor Danny has been preaching about the importance of evangelism right here in our local community. You might be wondering how you can get involved with local missions. One way to get involved is by volunteering as a teacher through Impact ESL. This is a joint ministry effort with Joy and Bethany Well in Fort Lee. We meet at their church Saturday mornings from 9:15 to 12:30 to teach English to local immigrants and international students. Our goal is to build relationships with students and seek out the opportunities to share the gospel with them. We want to be intentional in sharing our testimonies and faith journeys with the students that God sends our way. I decided to serve with Impact ESL during the fall of 2009. I saw it as an opportunity that God gave to actively share my faith with unbelievers. At that time in my life, I had just come back from a missions trip from Zimbabwe and felt a passion in my heart that God was stirring up for the unreached. But 2 weeks after coming back from Zimbabwe, I learned of the news that my father was diagnosed with advanced cancer. The enemy could have easily taken away all that God showed me in Zimbabwe. At times, it was easy to stay under and focus on the hardships and challenges surrounding me, but I felt that the Spirit was nudging me to continue seeking and serving Him and His people and to not lose focus on my calling as a Christian to make His name known to those around me. Through the hardships of the season, I learned of the brevity of life and how we need to live our lives with a purpose and meaning. Many people around us are lost and have never had the true opportunity to receive Christ into their lives. I asked myself what I was doing to intentionally share the gospel with those around me. That is why my heart stirred even more for this local missional opportunity through Impact ESL. Every Saturday mornings, we welcome local immigrants and international students to Bethany Well Church in Fort Lee to learn English together. For many of these students, it would be their first time stepping into a church. There are many people here locally who desperately need to hear the good news of hope and salvation. I have been encouraged to see how God has been using Impact ESL to share our faith with locals. The fact that Bethany Well Church opened up their building on Saturday mornings for Impact ESL is an answer to prayer in itself. Its location on Main Street in Fort Lee is crucial, as many people from Fort Lee, Edgewater, and surrounding towns can easily access the building. We were praying for a location for a while, and God really came through. Additionally, God has been answering prayers about the relationships we have been building up with our students. One student, a local Fort Lee resident, even invited all the teachers to her home. Over dinner, she and her husband, both unbelievers, asked why we volunteered our time to teach English on Saturday mornings and even wanted to know how we became Christians. The teachers shared their personal testimonies of faith, and we were amazed to see how receptive they were. Another answer to prayer came over Easter weekend. Before class on Saturday, the teachers gathered together to pray. This time, we specifically asked God to bring one new student who would ask the question of why we served. Within a few minutes, a new student walked in the door. He was a graduate student from Germany who was interning with a company for 6 months. After class, we invited him to have lunch with us and eventually to Easter service. Although he claimed to be an atheist, he decided to check out Good Friday and Easter service and soon asked us what the bread and the wine symbolized from the communion. What an amazing opportunity that God gave us to share its meaning with him. For over a month now, he has been coming to Joy and even got plugged into our TLC. It has honestly felt like a great adventure serving through Impact ESL because God is showing all of us his pursuing heart for the lost and the unsaved. He wants them to experience love and community, and I'm grateful that he is using this ministry to connect some of the local people to us. Lastly, about a month ago, during Pastor Danny's sermon series on evangelism, a TLC responded by going out to Mitsuwa to hand out flyers for Easter service, as well as flyers for Impact ESL. Through this TLC's efforts, 2 new Japanese students came to ESL class the following week, and it turned out that they were actually Christians. This is really important since most of our unbelieving students are Japanese, and I strongly believe that these 2 Japanese Christians were sent as helpers to our ministry's efforts. These are just a few stories to share with you about how God has been moving through this ministry. Jesus is truly one who leaves his flock of 99 in search for the one that's lost. Last fall, through Perspectives class, I learned that it is a mandate for all of us as Christians to make his name known to every tribe, tongue, and nation. I know many of us are not able to go overseas for missions, whether it's because of work, your family, or school. But missions is right here, right now, in our own backyards. Please consider joining Impact ESL as a volunteer teacher on Saturday mornings. There is no teaching experience required. We just ask for open hearts and a commitment, as the ministry's vision is essentially to build relationships with locals and internationals in order to share our faith with them. Please come see me if you're interested. I'm leading this ministry with 6 other very committed teacher volunteers from Joy and Bethany. We are still in need of more teachers so we can create rotational schedules. My email address and ministry information are currently on the Joy website. Thank you and hope to serve with you through Impact ESL.